Welcome to Real Science. Today's activity is called Lifting with Balloons. You will need 2 to 5 helium-filled balloons with strings attached, some pieces of notebook paper and a pencil to keep track of your data, and a collection of small objects. Paper clips work well. Have you ever been to a fair or a parade where there were lots of balloons around and had the exciting thought, "Gee, those could carry me away"? Do you think the balloons you have today would be enough to lift you? Let's give it a try. Well, that totally didn't work. So what question should we ask to get our experiment started? It should be something about balloons and lifting, since that's what we're talking about. Right. We could ask, how many balloons do you need to lift you off the ground? Now, you should definitely know that you shouldn't try that, because once you got up in the air, you'd have to find a way to get back down. So we already tested and we already know that we don't have enough balloons to lift us, so we have to ask a slightly different question that we can find an answer to. So maybe we could ask, how many paper clips could a balloon lift? So your first job is to build a gondola, a light basket to carry your cargo. You could build this gondola out of paper, and I just built one by folding a piece of paper and tying it to the balloon. So pause your video until you've built your basket and then rejoin us and we'll get started. So here we go with one balloon attached to the gondola. Let's see what happens. Don't forget to keep track of your data in a chart like this. You can see that most of this chart is empty, and in fact there's an entire empty column. So what are we going to do next to keep our experiment going? Pause the video for a moment and think about what our next step should be. Right, let's add a second balloon. I'm adding a second balloon on, and then I'm going to start adding paper clips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Now you have enough data that you can start making predictions about how many paper clips 3 balloons will lift. Pause here for a moment and make a prediction. Continue this process of adding a new balloon, making a prediction, doing the experiment, and recording your data until you run out of balloons. In case you're just following along at home and don't have balloons, I'll show you what happened with all of my balloons, and I'll show you the data at the end. Making a prediction. And now adding paper clips. There are none in there, and I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, according to my prediction. Let's see what happens. Oop, that seems a little too heavy. Taking one out to 7 balloons, and that seems like it floats pretty well. Don't forget to record in the data chart. 4 balloons. I've added an extra 3 paper clips. Let's see what happens. There's a 4th. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Skipping up to 6 balloons and adding 3 more paper clips, let's check what happens. Seems like that was a pretty good prediction. Trying 1 extra paper clip makes the balloons sink down. Quick look at 7 balloons with 3 extra paper clips. Here's the final data set that we'll use to analyze next week to figure out an answer to our question. Today, you did what scientists do. You asked a question and collected data to find an answer to the question. You made predictions based on the data and tested them by doing an experiment. Your final 2 jobs are to clean up all the way, put all your things away, and put your papers in a notebook somewhere to keep them organized. Your last job is to explain what you did today to a friend, a trusted adult, a family member, or a neighbor. The more you talk about science, the easier it gets. Next time, we'll analyze the data that you collected today and arrive at an answer to the question that we asked, which was how many balloons would it take to lift you? So next time you'll need a pencil and a good eraser, your data from today, or you can use my data, and you'll need a piece of graph paper. You can download the graph paper free from a website called incompetech.com. You need 1 centimeter or 1/4 inch squares on your graph paper. See you next time.